Hey math kids, let's try to solve this system. So our first goal is to make a 0 somewhere. So I'm going to add the middle row to the top row, and when we do that we get 3, 4, 0, 22. Everything else stays the same. Okay, now we want to make a 0 in the column below the 0 using the two that don't have a 0. So if we just multiply this by 2, like do a multiple of this, 4, 2, 2, 14, we're going to keep the top two rows the same. And we're going to add the bottom like that. Okay, now we want to use the two rows that have zeros in them to make a 0 somewhere else. And so what we're going to do there, I'm going to use this 1 to cancel this 4. So let's do a -4 multiple. -20, -4, 0, and then 14 times 4 is 56. So -56. Okay, so we're going to add this to the top row. And let's do -56 plus 22. So we get -34. Okay, everything else didn't change. Alright, we're going to divide by -17 because we have two zeros. That's going to give us 1, 0, 0, 2. Everything else is the same. Okay, what we're going to do is use the 1 in the top row to make zeros below it. So we're going to do a -2 multiple. And then we're also going to do a -5 multiple. Okay, so the top row stays the same. I'm going to add this yellow one to the second row. Then I'm going to add this to this row. Okay, and the last thing is we just need to make this one into a 0. So to do that we do a -1 multiple. Bottom row is the same. Okay, we add this, we get 0, add this, we get 0, and this we get 1, add that, we get -1. Alright, so remember that this is x, y, z. So x goes down here, over here, so x is 2. Y goes all the way down here, over here. Y is 4, and z goes down to here and over here. So z is -1. Okay. Now, because our answer is just a single point, if you go back to the previous part on this video, it's just 3 planes that meet at 1 point. Okay. Okay, we need to put this into a matrix. Alright, let me just double check that I did that correctly. got that right. Alright, the goal is to make it 0, just anywhere. So I'm going to add this row to this row. And so just the top row is going to change. Okay, kind of lucked out with that one. We can just divide by 3 now. And so we get 1, 0, 0, 7/3. Okay, now I'm going to use this one to make zeros. So I'm going to do the -1 multiple of this row. And then I'm also going to do the -3 multiple of that row. And add those to their corresponding rows. Actually, let's just put it up here. So, what am I doing? Top row is the same. Then I add the yellow to the second one. 0, 1, -1. Okay, if I think of the 2 as 6/3, then that becomes -1/3. Okay, add that one, get a 0, -3, 3, 1. Alright. Okay. We need to use these two that have the two bottom rows, the middle and the bottom. We need to use those to make a 0 somewhere. So if I do the 3 multiple of the middle row, I get that. Top row stays the same. Second row stays the same. Bottom row becomes 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now, because we got that 0, 0, 0, 0, we know that we have like infinitely many solutions. Like that's what this represents. So let's try z equals t, and if we do that and we look at this other row, this row, remember this is y, this is z, this is x, then we can have y minus t is equal to -1/3. And if we do that, we just add t to the other side. And so we see that y is equal to -1/3 plus t. And then if we look at row 1, we already know that x is equal to 7/3. And if we look at those all together, so x equals 7/3, y equals -1/3 plus t, and z equals t, we see that this is going to be 3 planes that intersect with a line. Okay. Alright, let's keep moving on. Okay, we have x plus y plus 3z equals 2, 3x minus y plus 2z equals 5, and 5x plus y plus 8z equals A, and A is any real value. Okay, so we just put this into matrix and go through it just like any other problem. Okay, I'm going to add the bottom to the second row. So that gives us 8, 0, 10, 5 plus A. Okay, and then we need to use the two rows that don't have a 0 to make a 0 above or below. So I'm going to find the -1 multiple of that, and we're going to add it to the top. -4, 0, -5, 2 minus A. Everything else stays the same. Alright, now we need to use the two rows that have zeros to make another 0 somewhere in those rows. And if we do the 2 multiple here, we get -8, 0, -10, and then 4 minus 2A. Okay, we're going to add that to that row, so we get a 0, a 0, a 0, and then we get 9 minus A. Okay. So we reduce this down, and we see that if A doesn't equal 9, because if we had all zeros, it would be infinite solutions. So if A doesn't equal 9, we would have no solutions. Okay. Now if A equals 9, the last row would be, or like this row would be all zeros, and we'd have infinite solutions, like on the previous line, previous problem that we did. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to say z is equal to t. And then if we look at the top row, we're going to get -4 x plus 5z equals 2 minus a. And if we look at the bottom row, it's 5x plus y plus 8z equals a. But if we use this, we can just plug that in. -4x plus 5t equals 2 minus a. A in this case, though, is 9. So I should plug that in, actually. Equals -7. This would be 5x plus y plus 8t equals 9. We can solve for x right here. Minus 5t minus 5t. -4x equals -5t minus 7. We can swap all those signs. And then divide by 4. Okay, we can plug it in here. multiply everything by 4 to clear that fraction, and distribute the 5. These 4's cancel. Oh, that's a 4, not 11. 36. Okay. So I'm going to combine these. So that's 57t plus 35 plus 4y equals 36 minus 35. So that's going to give us a 1 minus 57t and then over 4, and that's our y value. Okay. Now, so now we have three, let's see, we have 3 planes which meet in a line. Okay. So it's the same situation that we had before. If you need additional help, please come to Math Lab. Until then, calculate.